Sorry. So I was going to do this the other way, but it seems like I have to change some settings. We're gonna be figuring this out as we go, you guys. I've already been on for 15 seconds and I've done nothing except for stare blankly at the camera. Okay, I'm hoping I can find what I need. I should have been more prepared. But I just did my workout. I just did my workout with Trainwell. So I was trying to get it done before I came on with everybody. And I am going to tell you right now, I'm going to prop you up against a water bottle until I get my tripod set up. This, if you haven't been able to tell already, these lives are going to be very real. I have not, put on makeup yet. I have not done anything of the sort. Sarah's here. Hi, Sarah. It's so good to see you here. Okay, so as I was saying, these are going to be very, very real. If you guys are I managed to shut off my camera. Are we still on live? Sarah, give me a shout if we're still going. Clearly, putting it in the tripod was a mistake because it did not go well. But I think we're still here. Somebody say something if we're still good. Okay, we are going to be very real. Because if you're an OG, hi Melissa. Okay, we're good, we're still working. Okay, so if you're an OG, I've said that 3 times now, we used to do morning shows on Periscope. That was how my whole online world started, obviously many, many moons ago. And we would get up, it started in the summer, 9 years ago, I think. We would get up in the summer at 6 a.m. and we would all hang out together. At the time, yes, it had to have been 9 years ago because I had a little baby and she would get up and nurse and like everything while we were doing the morning show. And it was this great time for us to come together and be real and talk about the day and talk about the plan. Sarah was here for the early shows. And we would talk about the top 3 things that we were going to try to get done that day. And we would just try to like come together. It was motivation for me. It came from this very authentic place of like, I want to be getting up earlier in the morning so that my kids aren't the ones waking me up, which to be honest, I don't think is always a bad thing. When you're just a mom of littles and you need rest and like, you do you. Like, don't feel guilty by anyone if that's what you need to do. But I was at a place where I was like, okay, my oldest was 9. I needed to be getting more done. And so I wanted to like have a little bit of time in the morning, but I knew without some sort of accountability, like it probably wasn't going to happen. So I was like, I'm going to commit to coming on live and being here, or being at the time on Periscope, to get myself motivated to get working. And so I'm sort of in the same position. It feels a lot like Periscope with people being here too. So I'm sort of in the same position. I know that, we are now out for summer. My kids get out really late in the school year. And so I decided that I wanted to start up the morning show again so that we could actually like get up. I could have that motivation. You guys could have that same sort of like accountability sort of to be someplace and be able to get together and plan our day, talk about our top 3, and be able to just stay on top of things. So I will say I have created a little like planning page. I thought it would be fun if we had a planning page to be able to work from. I should have printed it out and had it here, but it is a Canva template, so you can actually completely customize it to yourself if you want to. But you can go to MacKenzieKoppa.com/mornings, and that is how you can get that little planner page. It's got like the hours of the day to be able to work through if you want to create a plan for your day, because that we're going to do a lot more. This is kind of like, our kickoff show, but we are going to have a lot more shows where we're actually doing more planning. So this is kind of like the preview of what is to come. But we're going to be doing like planning our day, figuring out, I like to have a walkthrough of what my day is going to be, kind of like mapping things out ahead of time. So I already have it figured out in my brain. I'm not having to figure out so much in the moment. I'm actually able to go in there and say like, okay, this is what will happen first. And then after that, this is what will happen. It just helps me to be a lot more productive. If you've watched any of my YouTube videos, then you know I talk a lot about productivity, and asking that when question I think is really important. It helps us to have follow through on when we're going to get things done. So I would love if you printed out that sheet. And oh, I've got a little pup here who's wanting to say good morning. Come here, Mabel. Come here. Oh, say hello to the people. Okay, so if you print out that sheet, you can see, oh no, we're not gonna get on the counter. You can see like how you can do a little walkthrough of your day. You can also put on there, it says to do, but that's where I would love if we put our top 3. And so the top 3 is this idea where we're not trying to do more than maybe we're actually able to do. And we just pick like our top three things that we absolutely want to get done in the day. And then the next day when we come back, we talk about it. And we share with each other what we got done of our top 3 from the day before. It also has a place to put gratitude. And so to make a little list, I think there's 5 little spaces in the gratitude box for what you're thankful for, what you're looking forward to in the day. I think that is a really helpful practice, especially if we're under stress or things are going difficult, to focus on those things and try to really, like, even if it's just the smallest, most mundane thing to be thankful for, to go ahead and say those things and put those things out there. I think that is a helpful practice. There's also a box for your food, like what you're planning on eating during the day. I use the Plan to Eat app to actually plan our meals and make my shopping list and all of that. But sometimes it's nice to just have it all written on one sheet. So I do my actual planning when I'm sitting down and doing my meal planning in Plan to Eat. But then I will just transpose it over onto that sheet or into my planner so that I have it on my daily list and I don't have to go looking other places to find the information that I want. I also do a hybrid system between my planner, which I'll be showing you guys more of, and Google. So Google Calendar is kind of my main hub for planning our days. Good morning, Dawn. For planning our days and getting kind of like that high level look of what the week is going to look like, making sure that I'm not missing appointments or anything like that. And my Plan to Eat is actually linked to my Google Calendar, so it shows up on there too, whatever we're going to be eating that day. So we're gonna be getting into all of that. We're gonna do all this planning together in the mornings. I'm going to be here on YouTube on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And then I'm going to be over on Instagram on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So whichever platform works best for you. If you want to come to both places, I would love to have you in both places. I love having the comments from the people who are like really here to be doing the thing and enjoying it. So I would love to interact with you if you want to talk about planning and you want to talk about, being productive and getting on top of things. I'm hoping this can be a really great space to just provide all of us with a little bit of accountability. I kind of feel like I'm back in the Periscope days, having a baby. She's like a baby, you guys. Oh, do you need to be right here with me? I think she would crawl inside my shirt if I let her, like my daughter would all those years ago, because she's addicted to being with me every second of the day. Oh my word. I've never seen a dog be so attached to a person. It's really something. So anyway, I love the interaction. I love being able to talk with you guys and hang out and talk about planning and talk about what we've got going on. There's going to be a lot of just like story time and talking and getting to know each other. I think that's a really fun aspect of doing lives. It was really, how I started out with things, and I thought it was so fun to get to know everybody. So for instance, I will share with you guys what we've done over the weekend. So this weekend I did a ton of laundry, and a lot of it is still sitting on my couch. So my girls are coming back at 9 a.m. this morning. They have been with their dad this weekend, and or for part of the weekend because it was Father's Day. So they're coming home, and it's our first real day of summer, and I'm gonna put them to work. So they are going to put away all the laundry and some things like that. My 11-year-old, almost 12-year-old is going to be working for me this summer, and she's going to be helping me out with some of my social media things and making graphics and helping to edit the podcast, because I have a podcast called Live Well Anyway. If you haven't checked it out yet, I would love if you would. That would be awesome. You can find it wherever you get podcasts. I've got all sorts of different topics on there, everything from planning to interviews with authors and people in the wellness space. I do a lot of episodes with my best friend. It's a really fun space, and I would love if you went over and checked it out and subscribed. You printed the daily planner sheet this morning and stuck it in a clear sleeve so you can use dry erase markers and reuse the same sheet each day. I think that's awesome. That's a great way to do it. Or you could use, like, remember when you would use vis-a-vis markers like they would do on the overhead projectors? I don't even know if that's a thing anymore. I don't even know. But that could be another way that you could use it. I also really like how in Canva, I decided to do it in Canva instead of just like a PDF that people could get, because in Canva you can really easily change the size of things. So if you want to size it down and print it out and put it into your planner or anything like that, I think it'll be really easy to be able to do that. So I love that about it. You can customize it if there's things that you want to change about it to work better for you. I also have a goal getter worksheet and Trello board, because I'm also a really big fan of using Trello for planning. So my last episode of the podcast was all about setting goals for the summer and creating a roadmap to get them done. Creating a roadmap for accountability. I walked you through the different pieces of how to actually be figuring out how to get your goals done this summer. So if you want to check that out, you can go to MacKenzieKoppa.com/goal-summer, and you can get a hold of that there. And so that'll give you the Canva template that you can also customize to yourself. You could fill it out on Canva if you wanted to, and then print it out so that you have those goals in front of you. I think that's a really big thing with our goals, is keeping things front of mind. I think it's so easy for us to go into these places like a Google Calendar or a Trello or someplace like that and then forget that stuff is in there if we're not consistently checking on it. I think those are great places to do planning, but I also think it's really beneficial to have something tangible to be able to put on your refrigerator or tape onto your back door, or have, if you have your planner like open in your kitchen or you're used to checking your planner, it's a really good idea to have those tangible places to kind of keep your goals in front of your face so that you don't forget what you're doing. So we're going to be talking about all that kind of thing this summer. I'm really looking forward to doing this. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, seeing who comes, getting to know everybody, working on our goals together, sharing things. Another thing I was going to say, so like sharing yesterday, I didn't have my girls with me, but I was with my boyfriend and my oldest son and my boyfriend's kids, and so we spent a lot of the day together just kind of like chilling. And then we decided last night we were going to go golfing. My oldest son, he is 18 and he works at a golf course, and so he's like one of the cart guys who cleans the carts out after people are done. And so we went there, and a couple of years ago my boyfriend and I really got into golfing and enjoying it. And my dad is a huge golfer in our town or in our city. He's really well known for like winning tournaments, and all the courses kind of know his name. And I had joined the golf team in high school, and he was so excited. And then that lasted 2 weeks, and I was not very good. And when I went to tell the teacher, like, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do this, she was like, yeah, that's probably for the best. I was like, oh, well, okay, well, thank you. But it turns out I do have like some innate skills that I think he drilled into me over the years, because I've been around him and I've seen him golf and I've seen him watch, the Golf Channel for so many years. So we met up with my parents last night at the driving range before we went and played 9 holes. And that was really fun. So we got to do a little bit of golfing, and I actually took advice from my dad. I don't usually like when he critiques my golfing. It's a little stressful for me, but I went ahead and let him yesterday. So I think that was a gift. That was my Father's Day gift to him, letting him coach me in golfing at 40. Here we go, Dad. So that was really fun. And then we went out and we played 9 holes, and we had a couple of carts, and it was a good time. I did something to my back this weekend, so it's been a little on edge, but I just popped that ibuprofen, and it was like, we're gonna go do this, and it's gonna be so much fun. So we actually really did have a good time. So that's what we did for Father's Day. I would love to hear from you guys. I would love to hear what you did for Father's Day. You can either pop into the comments here, you can go over and slide into my DMs on Instagram. I'm really passionate about doing this summer to form community and to get to know my followers and the people who are interested in planning and interested in productivity and wanting to make the most of their time. I can't be the only one, right? Like sometimes I think I like go to do this stuff and I'm like, what if I'm the only one who's interested in this? And what if everybody just wants like a laid back summer where they can be chill and hang out with their kids and go to the pool? And like, what if I'm the only one who's like, I have a business to run and I've got to get stuff done? What if it's only me and I'm just gonna bug all of them? Like that's the internal monologue that's going on. And so I'm trying to overcome that and be like, no, certainly there are other women out there who need to get things done and like get after it this summer. So if you're one of those ladies who doesn't have the luxury of just sitting by the pool all summer, but actually needs to get some stuff done, whether that's for a job or a business. I know Sarah's there with me. If no one else, then at least the two of us need to get things done. But maybe it's even just like stuff around your house, or you're wanting to reorganize, or whatever it is. There's gotta be others of us who want and need to get things done this summer. So if you're one of them, join us. If you have a friend who wants to get stuff done or needs to get stuff done this summer, have them come join us. Listen to my last podcast episode where I talk all about it. Live well anyway. Please go listen. It's so much fun. I would love to be growing that community over there too. We go into so many different things. I think they're great conversation starters. It's a great thing to be able to tell your friends like, hey, let's both listen to this podcast episode and then do some planning together. Like pull people together, because that's one of the things I talk about in the podcast episode. Is it's so helpful when you have accountability and when you have other people that you're doing it with who will really hold your feet to the fire and make you get after some of this stuff. Dawn's there too, and this is a great time for you because it's 8 a.m. Central. Well, look at that. Look at me picking a good time to come on here. If you are interested also, I do have a Patreon community where I do lives 3 mornings a week. So that is Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I go live in our Facebook group. And so that will be, I think, around 8 a.m. throughout the summer. This one will be at 6 a.m. 5 days a week, and that will be at 8 a.m. 3 days a week. But that is more like we talk about all kinds of different topics. We talk about wellness, we talk about whatever weird stuff we want to talk about. So you can be checking that out over there. I would love to have you in those as well. If you are interested in the Patreon community, that is, you can get in for just $5 a month. That's less than a cup of coffee at Starbucks. So I'm just saying. Busy summer. You're taking June off homeschooling, but back at it in July. Planning, baby, planning. Yes, Joy. Let's have our little planning community and like hang out together and have some fun. It's my favorite thing. I could just plan for hours. As many of you who've been around for a long time know, like I literally, like, I can just sit on a Friday night and plan. Like, that is my activity. And I remember one time my boyfriend was like, what were you doing last night? And I was like, I was planning. And he was like, but what did you do? Like, what did you end up doing? And I was like, no, that was the activity. That was it. Like, I decorated my planner. I sat and figured out my life. That was it in true Enneagram 3 style. So there will be lots of planning content and productivity content as we move forward. But I so appreciate each and every one of you who showed up today. It's been super fun to see that number of people being here and seeing your comments. I would love for us to just like keep it rolling and keep even more people coming and even more comments. I love the interaction, so don't be shy. And yeah, it's gonna be a great summer. We're gonna get a lot done. We're gonna stay positive and try to not get discouraged when things get us down, and just keep swimming. It's a good time to be swimming in the summer, right? You actually made it for Part-It! Yes, and I'm just wrapping things up, but I will be back again tomorrow morning on Instagram, and then we'll be back here on YouTube on Wednesday. If you haven't listened to my Goal Girl Summer, I think it's called the Summer Goal Guide, over on the Instagram, go find Live Well Anyway, so that you can listen to that episode. I've got those printables for the Goal Girl Summer. You can go to MacKenzieKoppa.com/goal-summer. If you want the little morning page for planning, you can go to MacKenzieKoppa.com/mornings. And I can't wait to see you guys again tomorrow. We're just gonna be like all real. I did my workout and then I jumped on here right away, which, by the way, thank goodness for Train Well. I've been working out since the end of September consistently, which has never happened before in my life, thanks to Train Well. So if you want a 14-day free trial of Train Well, you can let me know. I should have the link here handy. So I could have told you, I think it's, I don't know. They changed the name. It used to be Copilot. So if you want that, get a hold of me and I can give you the 14-day free trial for sure. But I absolutely love Train Well. I got up, I did my workout real quick, and then I hopped on here with you guys. Not a stitch of makeup on. Some days I'll be together, some days it's gonna look like this. Probably more days than not, it's gonna look like this. But I think that is just, we just need to show up, right? It's just about showing up and moving forward and getting stuff done. So I'm so glad to be doing this with you guys. I think it's gonna be a great summer. Until tomorrow morning over on Instagram, go be bold and gracious. And now I have to figure out how to end this thing on YouTube because every platform is different. All right, mwah! I'll see you tomorrow morning. Bye, guys.